Well, the truth is the truth. I loved Whitney Houston, but you know what? Them bad habits came and grabbed her ass. What are you trying to do? A mixtape?
Exactly.
You didn't have to say that. I was like, but you know what? I bet you 50 other people were thinking that.
Exactly. That's the interesting thing about Acura. There's only 3 or 4 dealerships in the United States that actually sells both Hondas and Acuras, and Laska's one of them.
My side starts hurting, and I've drank half the bottle. No, that's wrong. He Puerto Rican. He a light ass Puerto Rican. He an albino Puerto Rican.
You get 600 horsepower, dude, at 10,000 RPM. I don't want any of them working for me for more than 5 years.
He's on them damn jackups where half of it's leaning. They gotta get people to call to jack up the other side. There's always a list. The fucking Derek's got shims in it and shit.
Oh, dude. What are you expecting for a $5 pizza? It's a $5 pizza.
Yes. I love seeing people I know doing something and making something of themselves. We want to know what's going on.
Right.
Which is answer the question. We don't need we're working on it and hoping that we can provide an answer. But okay, well, what are you doing now while you're waiting on providing an answer? What's going on in your head?
Exactly. How can I help you? Welcome to the UPS store.
So we're back. God damn, I can't believe I'm doing another podcast. But hey, if you notice something, we ain't wearing no earphones. Holy shit. I'm just trying to be like some of my little podcast idols here. Oh, Sam is here. Usually I'll introduce somebody and tell them to say something about themselves. But me and Sam go back a long way.
Since 2009, right?
Yeah, because it was the G8 board.
Right.
Yeah, it was. People probably don't even know what a G8 is anymore.
Probably not.
They got some people born and are teenagers that don't even know what Pontiac is.
I know. That's sad.
God, we're getting fucking old. Holy shit. We are in what is that Land Before Time? Or
Yeah.
whatever, that little dinosaur cartoon?
Yeah.
I'm just the bones that they all walk on. I'm fucking old as shit. God damn. So we have Sam in the studio. Sam, tell everybody how you know me. Kind of said a little bit, but hey, you go off on that.
No, we met on the G8 board. And dude, I actually think we actually chatted on AOL, the AIM, for a while.
Oh yeah, there was that time.
Yeah.
Because I used to use Trillian back then, and Trillian would manage Yahoo Messenger, AIM, ICQ, and a couple others.
I was using Pigeon to do all that. So, and then now it's all Facebook Messenger.
Hey, do you know? But that's the time. MIRC was another one. That's when you needed to know how to set up things. You needed to work at getting yourself to talk to people.
Right.
Now all you do is, do you agree to terms and agreements? Click this button and just username, password. It's way too easy to sign up to talk to motherfuckers now. You had to kind of figure out how to do it.
Port number this.
Yes.
IP number this.
Yeah, you had to set up all these little server protocols and shit like that. Would you have been able to do that, Jonathan? He's like, fuck that. I just would have I'd walk down the street, say hello to people.
But no, then it's just like, then you have to find the right chat room and just.
Yeah. And you could put in Louisiana and you're not gonna get nothing. You gotta hit the right chat room.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a chat room name, or you just created one that nobody's in and you alone.
No.
Crickets. We fucking old as shit, man.
I know.
Dustin sent me a thing. He sent a picture he drew in the sand while he was on a vacation. And it was from 2004. And he said, yeah, Photo Bucket's closing. I was like, Photo Bucket?
I haven't heard of Photo Bucket in a while.
I was like, Dustin, do you realize that's almost 20 years ago? I was like, holy shit. And Dustin was always our little spring chicken friend. And I was like, you getting old too, motherfucker. Damn. So we got Sam in here. And as he said, we knew each other through cars. We had cars in common. We had the same vehicle, which was you had an 08, right?
I had an 08 and you had an 09.
Well, I had a 2009.5.
The
last batch. Because you used to always be like, man, I'm always fixing shit. This goddamn shit broke, right? And not shit broke on mine. I was beating the hell out of that car.
I was too, so I really can't say nothing too. Probably did a few things I should have done.
But I like the color of yours. Yours was orange, though. You had the ignition orange that had the gold flake in it. Shit. I think my ex was trying to detail it one time, and just think, Sam. Just think. You know my business, right?
Yeah.
He could be where I'm at if he would have stuck with it.
And dude, when I sat there, I think y'all detailed it.
It was all day.
I'm trying to remember. I also detailed it one last time before I took it to Alaska.
You sure? You
Yep.
sure that was me, or it wasn't just him? I only remember one time I was out there. Did it ever
He
go to my
sealed it.
shop?
I don't think it went to your shop because y'all sealed it before I took it to Alaska. And I remember it coming out, the barge, and it was sitting there in the little thing, and I went to go get it, and it was dusty as fuck, dude. I just go to my house, and I take a water hose to it, and it all came off. And I'm just like, I gotta go call Tim and fire him up in 6 months because you weren't using this thing.
Well, not only that, Sam, we did that, and then you turned into a client of mine.
Yep.
You had just gotten an Accord,
I got
and
an
then you
Accord.
got it ceramic coated.
Got it.
You actually got a real seal on
Yeah.
it. And then what the fuck happened to the damn Accord?
The dealership offered me $300 less what I paid for it after I had it for 2.5 years.
That the car market's retarded.
It is, dude. And I'm just like, okay.
What is driving this? I don't understand it. Why are people not in control of the price of a vehicle?
Because, and here it goes. People want to buy more cars. They have all this money, all this fake money.
Yeah, but since when does the old clunker cost as much as the
new,
fucking new shiny dime in the fucking
because
parking lot?
they can't find a new shiny dime. So here's the funny thing.
No. It still doesn't make sense. Even if you can't find a new shiny, doesn't mean that the cost of something that was not worth anything goes to the cost of something new. That makes no sense. You cannot make a turd worth $100.
Dude, I agree with you there.
Because they were calling them turds. You could have something 5 years old. That's a turd. Nobody wants that. Now people are. The dealership's going to give you 20 grand, 30 grand more than what it was worth. When they were the ones calling it a turd, that means they're controlling the prices. Why are they controlling the prices?
Because they can't even get new cars. They can't even get new cars.
Who the fuck needs a new car? Keep the shit you got. Learn to fix it.
That's a funny thing. And I'll say this. If they didn't offer me that, I'll still be driving my Accord.
There was nothing wrong with that either.
There was nothing. There was nothing wrong with it. I'll say this. The only thing that was wrong with it was a little small for what I needed it for. But if they didn't offer me that.
What are you doing? You taxiing people to the airport?
No.
Got a lot of luggage?
No, it was just my son. It was mostly, going out with him and grabbing all his stuff, and kind of got hard.
The new addition to the family.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He's going to be 4 in about 3 months.
I think I saw you post something that we're going to talk about in a little bit here, and he was helping you.
Yeah.
How does he like that?
Oh, he loves it, dude. He loves it.
Is he gonna be the future face of this company? We might as well just get to it. So Sam has a new business in town, a business I know is not gonna fail. Tell everybody what it is.
So I'm gonna pick up a UPS store in Broussard.
Of all places, to Broussard.
Yes.
A little growing area outside of Lafayette.
The way I got into it was after I got laid off the oil field the second time. I said, "Fuck this shit." Sorry for my words, but
we curse around here. Fuck this shit.
I was like, the next time I get laid off or get fired or whatever, it's gonna be because I failed, not because of market conditions or whatever.
But you realize though, because I was oil field too, so I mean that was a thing that we could relate on too, is because we knew conditions we were going through, we knew the money, we all that. You'd see the ignorance, blah blah blah. But you ever notice though, every downturn, it would never come up at least half of what it used to be.
Right.
And it just, the half just becomes half of the half, half of that little half, and you're left with nothing, and they still want you to do the same work.
Right. Or even more.
Yeah. Because now they got less people
right,
making less, but got to do way more.
Right. And that's where I was just like, I can't go back the third time. So I was doing my own little side things here and there, trying to, pay bills and whatnot. And I was looking for a business. And one thing led to another, and my cousin found a job, unfortunately, back in the oil field, but right next to, it was back in New Orleans, and it was kind of a remote-ish job. You just sit at home for the most part. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I can do that. Just monitor stuff? Yeah, I can do that, right? And I was like, and there's a UPS store for sale in New Orleans. So I signed up for that as I finished my interview, right? And it's like, if I move into New Orleans, I might as well do 2 things, and then then I just leave, right? Because that UPS store is like already up and running, and I didn't have to do anything.
It's established.
Yeah, and so and as I'm waiting to hear back from UPS, the company I did the interview with said, we decided to go with somebody else. We're sorry. And I'm like, okay. And I called my cousin. It's like, hey, who did they go with? And he goes, oh, they hired a kid out of college because it was cheaper than what you're asking for. And I'm like, oh, that's fine.
Go figure.
Yeah.
That just goes to show how expendable you are.
Yeah. So that's what's like, okay, I got it. But so UPS called me up and he goes, so where are you located? I'm like, in Lafayette. He goes, well, we want one in Youngsville or Broussard. Might be a few months before you can get started, but do you want to do that? I'm just like, okay, it'll be a lot cheaper than buying a place and getting an SBA loan for a new one and then buying a house over there and then trying to move. So
you're just nothing but dead. You're just buried for 5-10 years.
Right. And so it's like, I'd rather be buried for 3 or 4 years and at least not lose all that money, selling the house, because the house market wasn't booming when I was looking, right? So it just started booming.
Yeah, but who's to say it's booming both ways for you? It's
right.
booming for a seller, not really a buyer.
Right.
It is not. I mean,
well, yeah. And so, back then it was booming for buyers when I was doing the thing because...
well, that was 2 years ago. That was the beginning of COVID, though, right?
That was
2020, right?
It was 2020. It was the end of 2020 when I started signing up.
Because that's when they were giving the mortgage rates for like 1% or something.
Yeah,
like that.
right.
That is good for a buyer.
Yeah.
But the problem was that the catch is, you get 1% interest, but I went $50,000 up on the house because it's a seller's market, so nobody really benefited, but the seller. To be honest with you, it's how I felt. You got a good mortgage rate, for 30 years at 1%, but actually you lost it because they tacked an extra $50,000-$70,000 on a house that really isn't really worth that extra money.
Yeah.
I mean,
so. Anyway, so I was like, all right, I'll do the one.
I don't like profit margin gaining and all this. I'm not against capitalism, but I just don't see why everything has to go up in price all the fucking time. I don't understand why profits always have to go up in price all the time. That's another thing too, because we're talking about. Me and David argue about this now. He's like, the price of detail and supplies is going up. I was like, no, they're not. You think 18 cents is going up on price? Get the fuck out of here. So he's like, I'm going to charge extra for myself. I was like, why? Your cost hasn't gone up. You fill your water tank up for free at my shop, and I don't charge you for it. I mean, what the fuck else? I've charged the same prices since 2015.
Right.
And I've been profitable the entire time. Now, mind you, I'm not because I hired David.
Right.
But that doesn't mean just because I hired David that I need to go up another $500. Maybe I'm just a bad businessman, and I've said it many times. I'm not thinking of trying to fuck everybody else and raise the prices beyond. I think that is. It's just I'm just not really set for business like that.
So, and I'll tell you what my theory is about that, and it is this: if you take time from me dealing with a customer, I have to charge for that. Does that make? And the best way I can explain this is this right here. I trained at another UPS store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this lady, she will constantly, God, and I hope she doesn't take this the wrong way. She is a very go-getter, right? She is
enthusiastic.
Awesome. Right. If somebody goes, hey, I need this poster done today. It's supposed to be a 2-day turnaround, right?
She'll do it today.
She'll do it today. She'll stop everything that she's doing to do it today, right? The issue is that she should be doing other things too, but she doesn't charge the customer for the extra amount of money that she had to do it, right?
So we'll stop. I'll let you finish. I think like her. I think that way, just like how I give free maintenance kits to people. You know how much it costs me? You don't need to know. I give it away because guess what they're going to do?
They'll come back.
They're going to come back because Tim took care of me.
Right.
And guess what? I charge a lot for what I do. So I'm thinking 2 years ahead that this person is coming back to me because nobody else will do or care for my clients the way that I do. And that's what I think of. I think of my people in my service industry.
Right.
Walmart has customers.
Right.
I have clients. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do what it takes because you spend a lot of money already.
Right.
But I'm thinking, I'm playing chess with this. I know when you buy another one, I know you're going to bring it to me because there's nobody else that can do exactly what I do and give you the benefits that you get.
Right. But now, and this is where I'm going, you have your set time with each customer, right? And I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
For her, a customer came during Christmas time at the UPS store and said, I need this poster done tomorrow. We have between 400 to 800 customers a day shipping, returning Amazon, doing 10 million different things. And she has to stop what she's doing to do this poster. And that poster takes 1 to 2 hours. And she's the only one who can do it because the rest of her employees are just either doing what they're else doing or she hasn't really taught them yet. And so now she's realizing like, oh, I should actually start teaching them this.
Yeah.
But so now if she had to also do inventory, now she's staying late because she has to do inventory. If she also had to do her QuickBooks, she has to stay late to do her QuickBooks. Or if she has to do these other things, so the way I look at it is my time is worth my money. Mm-hmm. And so if you're going to stop me from doing my inventory, my stuff, I'm going to charge you accordingly. Yeah. And this is not me saying, oh, I'm going to screw you over, but it is, I have a 2-day turnaround time. If you need it tomorrow, I'm tacking on another 25%. And if you need it today, I'm tacking on another 50%. Yeah. And you need it any faster than that, I'm going to charge you accordingly. Because now I have to stop what I'm doing. And let's say it's just me and one other employee. Because right now I'm not real fat. I'm not real busy compared to the other stores, right? Mm-hmm. But let's say if I have one employee and I'm over here and I'm doing a poster because this person needs it done today, right? And I'm like, I need a long-time customer like her or a client like she has, right? So I'm trying to get this thing out the door for this client. And 4 people lined up and 1 person leaves. So I lost a sale. I should be able to charge enough for that job that I did
to get what you lost.
To get what I lost. And that's the way I look at it.
And that's what makes us different.
Yeah.
You know, you have a retail service business.
Exactly.
I'm just service. And that's what sets us apart here. And I understand
that.
Me, I've got a luxury business. I pretty much need to stand out.
Right.
To make somebody remember me and my business and things that I do over others because of the type of service that I do. UPS, people shipping shit all the time.
Right.
You are fighting for the demographic to make sure you kind of stabilize your area.
Right.
But I can understand that. It makes sense.
Because, and I'll say this, as bad as this sounds, the only time anybody's going to come do a print job at the UPS store is if they need it, quickly, right?
Yep.
Otherwise, they'll go to one of these online places and submit their pictures and...
Me.
We're going to change that.
I don't know. I mean, I told you. I said I got some flyers, but they some special flyers. I need shit for Louisiana. Look, I pay for the stuff for my business.
Yeah.
Louisiana Husky Rescue needs as much help as it can because guess what? Literally, it took me... when are property taxes due, Sam?
I'm really not sure, but I had to fill...
Did you pay yours? You have a house.
Like house property taxes.
Yes.
Oh, that's due in December.
December 31st, right?
Yeah.
I just paid mine yesterday.
God, dude.
You know why? Because Louisiana Husky Rescue the dogs come first.
Right.
We have no donations. Everything comes out of pocket. We came up with a new thing that I'm going to do. When you adopt a child, you get an adoption certificate, right?
Right.
I like doing things differently than everybody else. So now I've implemented an adoption certificate. I designed it. It looks fucking great. I even ordered the stamp. Now, mind you, this is why most people go, Tim, you only eat once a day because you choose. No, because I'm fucking poor. Because I do all this other shit all the time. I take care of the dogs before me. I will do everything else to make sure everything else in the house is fine before me. I know what I'm running off of.
Right.
I know if I get hungry, if I fall out, or if I trip and bust my head open, I better eat something.
Right.
But, I mean, that's a joke. But I put them first. So these certificates are something that I'm looking for, like a linen paper, and printing the certificate on there. And then I'm going to get this. I got one. I printed one on a white piece of paper just to see how it was. And, the diploma things.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to mail to the adopting family because everybody's proud when they adopt their husky or whatever they get.
Right.
And I'm just thinking of something because, once again, I want them to think of the rescue. Send me a donation. Do something or share the posts. Those little things is what I'm looking for. So maybe you can do something like that.
I got you, dude. I got you. Because so that's the one thing I actually do like about the UPS store. If I can't do it in-house, they have outsourcing and anything is possible, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that we could definitely work on.
Because the girls, they took the puppies out. They went to Covington. They wanted a banner. I was like, I can't afford a banner.
Oh, dude.
A banner's $128. I can't do it. And then you want me to do one for the event that shows where we are.
I do that. I could do that in-house.
I
can do that in-house for you.
Well, you can now.
Yeah.
I mean, we I know this, but those are things I want. I don't want freebies for my business. I just want as much help with the rescue because everything, and I don't think anybody understands, nobody understands how much it costs for every little thing for the rescue to operate.
No, dude. I mean, for business itself, right? You just have these little things. And I'll give you a good example. I've been getting nickel and dime on these little things here and there and here and there. So we have these Amazon lockers for the UPS store, right? And I call it Amazon lockers, but it's not really Amazon lockers. But they're lockers.
They're utilizing them.
They're going to be lockers for my mailbox customers that gets packages after hours, right? So they can type in the code just like how you would with Amazon, and you open up the box.
But is Amazon going to be able to rent them?
No. Unless if a customer wants to pay me to put them in a locker, hold it, then I will.
So it'll that's be weird, but are you going to advertise that as an Amazon locker?
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to advertise it as a package locker.
Okay. I was going to say, because if you're not getting no money from Amazon, fuck you, Bezos. Fuck.
No, I call it the Amazon locker because it looks like the Amazon lockers, right? Yeah. So I paid $4,000 for this locker system, right? And I'll say this, like the mailboxes, I paid $8,000 for that, right? And so I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be like the mailboxes where you pay a one-time big fee and
that's it.
And that's it, right? So I go over there and I knew that since as an iPad, there'll be subscription costs to this. And
I didn't notice how that. You used to buy software for like $500,
right?
And you never buy it again,
right?
Now you got to buy it every month.
I know.
After you've already paid for it.
Exactly. So I go over there and I was like, "Hey guys, I need to do my training for this thing." And like, "Oh, you didn't pay the $1,000 subscription fee."
What?
Exactly, dude. And so I replied back and just said, "Yeah, I don't need it anymore." And the area manager calls me up and she goes like, "What do you mean you don't need it anymore?" I was like, "I don't have $1,000." And she goes, "What?" Just like, he goes,
"Bitch, I just opened a month ago. Fuck."
It's like I was supposed to be open back in November, and here we are, middle of March. Early March, I finally opened up my doors, and goes, and the sign that says the UPS store that's supposed to be on top of my building was forever. I finally got that up a few days ago. And it's just like, and nobody knew where I was. And here I am advertising on Facebook. Hey, go to this shopping center and
they don't see anything.
It goes, it's the store without a sign.
Fucking national franchise with no fucking sign.
Right.
Goddamn.
And it's just, but everything's on back order because everybody's trying to do stuff, right? And it's just, and I get it. And it's just like, that's all I can say. So it's just like, and so she's like, so you're not, I was like, when I get mailbox customers, and I get enough mailbox customers that I actually have $1,000 in my hands, I will pay the $1,000 to the guy. But I'm not paying $1,000 until I can actually make $1,000. And she goes, he goes, really? I thought that after I paid $4,000 for these lockers, that I would get like 1 year free.
Yeah, give me a trial subscription.
Right. He goes, but I'm not paying that guy $1,000 because literally it's tied to...
You know why, though? They know you need it, so they're just ready to give you... Your card declined this. Yeah, bitch, because I don't know what the fuck this shit is.
Yeah.
God damn.
So it's just like, it's that, and it's just, and it's this, and it's this. And like, it was really getting me, though. So she's finally realized, like, when you sign up for any franchise, they have a disclosure. And the disclosure is like hundreds and hundreds of pages, right?
Yeah, little print.
Yeah. And so the UPS disclosure is like 700 plus pages.
To discourage you from knowing what you're getting into.
So I read all 700 something pages.
Jeez.
Right? There's like 30 pages on every owner, and where they're located at, right? Yeah, I skipped those. I'm not sitting there reading all that.
I was going to say, you need to know that?
No, but so it tells you, so that's there so you can call them and talk to them. And
if you need support or something.
Yeah, right. Or, hey, I'm about to buy a UPS store. What do you think, right? Yeah. So I actually did utilize that a little bit. But I didn't go read every single one of them, right?
There's 650 in Louisiana.
Yeah, yeah. So then, like, there's like this many opened up, this many closed, and these past 5 years, and this year, this year.
So it's got like statistic stuff in
there.
there.
And there's a lot of charts. So it's not like you're reading all this, but there is like a lot of things on there that you can and can't do. And there's like approved vendors, and you have to buy from approved vendors, right?
So they've got the monopoly.
So they do, but usually they have two approved vendors for every location, right? Mm-hmm. Well, unfortunately for us, we have only one approved vendor for boxes. But now I read somewhere, like, if your approved vendor can't get your items on time, you can use somebody locally, right? I'm like, okay.
What a way to make sure everybody in the little network stays profitable.
Right. And I get why they do it. I'll tell you why later, but I'm going to tell you. So I go over there, and and I read little things. It's like, your boxes has to meet these requirements, right? So, and this is the reason why you have to use approved vendors, because the approved vendor knows that you can't buy a box weaker than these requirements, right?
Mm-hmm.
So...
You mean like a specification for security type of stuff?
No,
or?
like the shipping boxes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, right.
Okay.
So
to make sure they don't get damaged.
Yeah, exactly, right. So they can handle the drops, the vibrations, and stuff like that. Actually, hold the weight,
Okay,
right?
it makes sense. It's almost like oil field stuff. When you ship some of that stuff, it's sensitive.
Right. And so I go over there and I read like all these things, and I signed up for an account. So I'm signing up for all these accounts to buy all the things from the approved vendors, and everybody else is giving me their account information, my account login within 2 hours or 24 hours, right? And it's not saying 24 hours is a long time, but, that's acceptable to me. Because really, I'm sitting here and I'm just click, and just going to the next one, right? So if I don't get it till tomorrow, it doesn't really matter because I still have...
Because you got 30 other things still lined up to click on.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so this one company is the only approved one in Louisiana, or it's more than Louisiana, but it's like 2 or 3 states. And I applied, and I emailed, and I called, and left a voicemail.
Well, them bitches don't want your business.
Yeah, exactly. And so then Monday, I was like, hey, if I don't get a phone call, I'm buying my stuff elsewhere. And that's what I did. Monday evening, dude, this is so funny. Monday evening.
Like clockwork. Bitch, why'd you do that?
6:00, I didn't get my account. I signed up for locally. 6:30, I made an order. Wednesday, I get all my stuff in. Thursdays, my door opens up. The area manager comes in, and she's like,
where that came from?
yeah, I was like, locally. Because none of it's UPS branded, right? I was like, oh, I got it locally. Yeah. And she goes,
you can't do that.
no, she goes, okay, why did you do that for us? It's like, I still have it in my account. I called the guy up Monday, and he said, I'll have it by 6:00. 6:30, I didn't have it. So I went locally. They were still open.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered it, and here's my stuff. He goes,
and I still haven't heard back from him.
Yeah, and she goes, oh, okay. And so now the guy's upset.
Fuck him.
Because he was like, they're not approved. And she goes, well, out of all my franchisees that actually reads the terms and conditions and all that, he's the one that actually reads it. And if you can't provide the things that he needs on time, he can actually source it local.
Bam, bitch.
Right? He goes, as long as it's local. So I can't go like...
to Baton Rouge.
No, I can. Local is within hundreds of miles. So I can't go like, oh, I ordered it from China.
Oh, yeah. To try to make the cheapest deal.
Yeah, right. I can't go to China. I can't talk to a company in China or Mexico, right? But so locally is like Lafayette, Lake Charles, Beaumont, Baton Rouge, New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Okay, right? Alexandria.
That's a hell of a local radius there.
Yeah, so it is, right? But so they're hoping that, and I guess why they get it, because then you have like small little towns where like, New Iberia.
Might not have anything.
Yeah, like New Iberia, right?
Lord,
so if New Iberia had to get boxes, like where'd they go, right?
They gotta go build them in the shipyard. Get the welders.
Yeah.
Hey, we need 50 welders to get this order out.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
But
then you pay like $2 million for them because they hired 50 welders.
Yeah. But sorry about that.
Damn, Sam.
It's my alarm.
Didn't we tell him?
No, that's my
this motherfucker.
It's my.
Well, you gotta go. You just got here.
I used to pick up my kid.
Did I brush my teeth then? No. Oh, man, damn, I'm running you out of here fast.
No, I used to pick up my kid at 5:00. So that was my alarm too.
You got him taken care of?
Yeah, I got him taken care of.
He's with the wife?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or you left him at the store?
No.
With the boxes.
Yeah. But I'll say I was smart about this. I ordered just enough boxes to be open for a couple weeks. And so I was like, I'll order my approved boxes from you now.
So these boxes are what, say, like I walk in and I need a mailbox to send my mail to because I don't want a P.O. box?
No, these are like, I'm shipping. I need to ship my whatever to somebody, like a toy or your, what's the other thing? Plates. Mm-hmm. Fragile stuff, just anything that you could think of. iPads, food. People ship a lot of food.
Is this the one front-facing thing though? Like that? How when I walk in and I check my mail?
Those boxes, like the shipping, like the boxes, like
Cardboard boxes?
Yeah, the cardboard boxes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm over here thinking it's the structure shit.
No.
Cost thousands of dollars to
those cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But no, the cardboard boxes.
But these are expendable items.
Yeah.
You're talking about. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Expendable boxes. Okay.
Yeah. So he was kind of upset that he had lost a.
You should have said, "Be glad they're not U-Haul boxes."
Well,
Y'all went down to U-Haul and got some boxes.
and that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. When you do your training, they say moving boxes makes the worst shipping boxes because they're so thin. They're only made to hold.
Yeah, to pick up
and move.
Put in the truck, pull out, and fold. That's it. Yeah.
And so you get people do that, and I'm just, and you talk to them. Yeah, you talk to them, and I get it. Because you know what? As an Arab, I'm cheap. I'm the cheapest motherfucker in the world, dude. And I'd be the person, before I got to UPS store, that would have went to Home Depot or go to U-Haul. And
over here at Walmart, getting them thin envelope boxes, putting that packing paper around.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly,
no,
dude, right?
Shit, Sam,
and but you know, it is.
I can
fun.
see him at the UPS store. Would you like the white box or the brown box?
Yeah.
I got him from Office Depot not long ago.
But and that's the way, you know. But now that I'm like, oh, I see why actually people pay all this money to ship a box.
You know, you should realize you get what you pay for.
You do.
You know this buying parts for a car.
Yeah, exactly.
You know there's only certain types of suspension and fucking those, what was them, control arms that were always break, and VMR is usually the only place you go get that shit.
Right.
Because it was reinforced. Oh my God. Because of course you couldn't get no more because Pontiac went bye-bye.
Right.
And to get something from Australia costs as much as the fucking car.
But so now I get that and I'm just like, oh, I'm surprised all those packages I mailed with
made it.
Yeah.
Fucking lucky bastard. So you said a lot of people ship food?
In Louisiana, a lot of people ship food. They ship all those.
You know why? We the tastiest town, motherfucker.
I know exactly. So, and you know, and it's like, and you go over there and they're like, hey guys, you know, you have to ship this for next day air or second day air. And they're like, yeah, it's okay. I'm like,
it's gonna cost $100.
It's like it's $100 to $300 depending on how big the box is and.
Miss, she need that seasoning.
Exactly.
She need that pork roast from where A-Bears or wherever the fuck they get it from.
But this person shipped his daughter a bunch of food to make gumbo because she lives in Oregon and they don't know.
Oh boy, that's a state you don't even hear of. What they got? All they got is protests up there. Maybe if they had better food, they stop protesting.
And so I'm just like, part of me is just like, man, I need to go hit up all these meat shops and these Cajun shops and just be like, hey, send all your customers my way.
You literally. So you remember So wait, you did know me when I. Oh no, I don't think you did. No, you didn't. So the first business I ever opened was a grocery shopper and delivery company.
You were telling me about that.
Just imagine if I would have had the financial backing.
I know.
I would be the fucking Uber Eats of fucking Lafayette. I would have been waiter before waiter came around. It would have been me. Where are my not my angel investors? Where are my fucking venture capitalists for this other thing I'm working on right now? Because I could just stop doing everything. You know, I'm watching a show called Super Pumped. That's the story of Travis Kalanick, for the owner of Uber.
Okay.
Well, he's the creator of Uber, but now he's the ex-CEO.
Yeah.
It's making me think you need to find a venture capitalist. Remember what you were telling me about how, oh, Tim, let's start a shop, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hold on, man. You got a UPS store. To open up the shop I'm looking for is like Brandon's shop.
Dude,
his shop is $7 million already.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. No. But the shit that we're working on now is I'm thinking, I'm going to do a mini one. But to be honest with you, those people on Johnson Street that stop place out like that, that whole thing has to be torn down anyway.
Right. And so and this is like where I kind of want to go eventually is my wife watched a lot of Shark. Well, we watched a lot of Shark Tank and those Food Network shows and all that. But I could watch Shark Tank. I'm just like, man, that's a good idea. I'd have given that person that kind of money because they're over here trying to nickel dime those poor people. I'm just
and they're the ones who be getting wealthy off of it because they didn't think of that shit. They just have amassed wealth off of previous shit they skim people from.
Exactly. And they had the networking of getting those people to that level, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just like, man, I wish I knew that person. Like, where's that phone number? Why don't you put that phone number on the bottom of Shark Tank when you deny him so I can go over there and get it, right?
So I can call him. Yes.
But no, and that's where I kind of want to go with it. And like, and going on that, like talking about that, as we were chatting earlier, like with my employees, right? I want them to grow because I do want them to expand besides being a retail customer service.
You're talking about like your employees that are like
Yeah.
working the cash registers.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing the
Packing
simple
boxes.
jobs.
Yeah, right. I want them to grow. I want them to say, hey, I can get here and I can get here. And I'm giving them a little bit of advice here and there.
Do you think they're intaking what you're telling them, though?
I think they are.
I mean, they're new. You've
Yeah,
only known
yeah.
them for a month now.
Yeah.
But you think they're going to, do they have the potential to actually take what you're giving them? Because, I mean, once again,
Right.
you lead them little horses to the river.
Right.
And not all the time the motherfuckers drink. Sometimes they look at the tree bark and start eating that shit. And it's like, no, you need to drink some fucking water. Stop eating the tree bark.
Right. Yeah, no, I think they're getting
Horses
most
ever
of
ate
it.
tree bark before? That's the weirdest metaphor analogy I ever used. But damn, that's what I thought of for dumb people, because I think a dumb horse would do that.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah.
And boy, it fit a lot of motherfuckers.
But no, it's like one of the things, I was explaining to my employees is you have to stop and you have to think before you start talking.
Yeah.
You can't be saying or like or in these things right here. It's just sometimes you have to stop and go, right? One of the best way I can explain it is answering the phones, right? When you answer the phone, this is UPS store in Broussard. This is Sam. How can I help you?
Keep it simple.
Right. Keep it simple. Say the same thing over and over and over again. So you're not thinking, UPS store.
Or where you got to think what day it is and the time.
Yeah.
Some people, they answer, it's Monday. It's a happy Monday. But
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Calm
exactly.
down. I got a watch and a phone. I know what time it is.
Right. 3 sentences. This UPS store in Broussard. My name is
Blank?
blank.
Don't say blank.
Yeah. Unless your name is actually blank.
Oh, my God.
How can I help you?
Yeah.
And especially saying, how can I help you? Because they have questions. If they're calling, they have a question. Yeah, they have a problem, right? And if it is one of those things of, I lost a package. Okay, let me put you on hold for a second. Put them on hold. Pull up the tracking information, right?
Mhm.
Unfortunately, us being a retail facility, we don't have much information that you could actually pull out. But there's things that we can do to help you, especially if we shipped it. There's more things that we can do, right?
Yeah, because it's your
It's
your
ours.
company. Well,
Yeah.
you're part of that network.
Yeah, right. So now it's like, hey, you shipped it from my store. Well, you know what? I'll call customer service for you on your behalf. You don't have to worry about calling customer service.
Mm-hmm.
But if you shipped it yourself, then there's really not much I can do besides, it got lost at some other hub that I don't have access to.
Call this 1-800
Yeah,
number. And hopefully they'll give you something for it.
Yeah, and so that's why I told all my employees, it's like you put them on hold, you pull up the tracking thing, you pull up the 1-800 number, give me your tracking number. Boom. This is where it's at. It shows it's got delayed due to weather. It got delayed to whatever reason. It's going to come tomorrow or it's going to come whatever other day. Or, you know what, it's lost. Here's the 1-800 number.
Yeah.
Or, hey, it is, right? But then that way, when you have them on hold, you can have those 3 or 4 steps ahead. You're not saying, hold on.
Hey, Bill. What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
you have them on hold.
This ain't Ace Hardware in the 1980s.
Exactly. So you have them on hold. You can process, you can think, and you can do it, right? And, I mean, I know a lot of customers can be aggressive, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But then there's ways, we talk about that. Just keep an even tone.
Be democratic. That's the hardest thing to do with people is just
Yeah.
or diplomatic in
Yeah.
a way. You have to think. You just save face and just do your best to
Right.
calm them down at the same time, not rile yourself up.
Right. And it's just, people call the UPS store and it's just like a retail facility. I don't work with the drivers. I'm sorry that the driver skipped your house. I'm sorry that you weren't there to pick
You
it
don't
up.
even have access to that.
Yeah, it's like there's 90 drivers for the Lafayette, Lafayette, Broussard, and Youngsville area. 90 drivers. Which I don't even have one driver's phone number, and you want me to try to figure out which driver was on your route?
That's when you be like, I'm still waiting for the driver to come pick up the shit at my store. And I don't have his number.
Yeah,
Because they change every day.
so it's just you explain that to them, and it's just you have to be nice with them, right? And so that's what I tell my employees. It's like that's one step. And the thing is, and a lot of people look at this, and I ask all my employees, like, what's one skill do you have? And like, well, I did this or I did that. And I'm like, okay, but now you have to expand on that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm an engineer. I was an engineer, right?
Yep.
I got laid off from the oil field while I was in Alaska. 6 months later, I'm selling cars. An engineer.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to
Yeah,
do.
you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yep.
And everybody made fun of me. Here's an engineer selling cars.
Mm.
But
I don't have a sign on the side of the road asking you to give me some money because I'm looking for work.
right. But then people are just like, but why are you doing it? It's like, well, I have money saved up, so if I sucked at it. And then the other thing is, because I had money, for it, and I am semi-personable, right? And I know how to talk to people, and there's things I can explain to people. And I'm a car person too, so like car people looking for cars, I can sell to them, right? And then
that's the language right there.
And Honda, most of those people are educated. So here's an engineer who's selling cars to somebody who's educated, right?
But then you don't really have to sell too much when you think of that too. With a Honda, most people going to the dealership are gonna buy it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the Honda spoke for itself throughout the decades that it's gonna last you.
Yeah,
it's the car to get.
It is, and they even say that on there. It's like if you don't really sell to the Honda, like if you don't sell to it, they weren't a Honda buyer. They are a value buyer.
Yeah.
But it goes.
Well, wait, what do you mean by that? Because no, usually Honda buyers are value buyers.
No, like they're looking for the discount. The GM $6,000 discount. The Ford, because Honda doesn't do discounts.
No, they never have.
Yeah, like the biggest discount.
I honestly don't see why they even have commercials for them, which I don't see many of, but you do see them locally around here. Like, they don't really need to sell themselves. It's like I tell people too with like, you don't see Porsche commercials.
Right.
You see Lamborghini commercials.
Yeah.
Somebody knows they're going to buy a Lamborghini, they're going to buy it
exactly
for what Lamborghini is, even though it's not economical or anything like that. It's just that buyer's there. Honda has those people.
Right. And I think it's more...
Chevy got to fight for him. Ford got to fight for him because you don't know how long that motherfucker going to last. And then it's got so many recalls on it, it's unreal.
And I think what Honda's trying to do now is trying to bring some newer buyers in because I think they've kind of...
They need to put some sex appeal in the fucking cars.
I know.
That's the most boring-ass car ever.
I know. It's looking a lot better compared to the 2000s Hondas, but I think they still have a little work to do.
That's anything I hate to say. Is there anything from Japan that has any kind of thing? Nope. Because they fucked up with the Supra with the Toyota. I was like, what did y'all do? Every time I look at anything that comes out of Japan, it's like, do y'all sneeze all the time when y'all drawing and shit? I mean, but the weird thing is though, I'm gonna go back to people shipping food. Do you know Korea does the same thing? They always ship food to Japan, and Japanese are always shipping food to Koreans. Always.
Didn't know that.
Because I every time you'd go to the post office, there's boxes and boxes and boxes, and it'd have that red wrapping on it. Not red. It's like the straps that come on pallets.
Oh yeah.
You gotta pop those.
Yeah.
And they're hard. Well, that's what they package the food. They put it in these containers, then they put it in the styrofoam, and then they put that red stuff bands on there. And you knew that was food because I always say, man, they always use that fancy band, and they go, that's for food. They know how to handle that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Every time why are people shipping food here? Oh, it's going to their relatives in Japan. Then I went to Japan, and I go to the post office, and I see all this shit going to Korea. And I'm like, what the fuck y'all doing? I found out, though, the Japanese would get it from China. And then the Chinese would do the same thing. But I didn't see it in China because I only went to Beijing once.
Okay.
So those 3 Asian countries just be shipping food to each other all the time. A lot. Kind of like what we do here.
Right.
And I'm talking about the little post office part had that whole big section, boxes all over the place. So making a killing off of that.
And as I said, I was training at the other UPS store, and king cake season, dude. God, king cake, like, just shipping out so much. I'm just like, Zoe's like this? And she's like, yeah.
You know when you go make your money.
I know. I was like, man, from Thanksgiving when Christmas starts all the way up until king cake season's over with.
Bonuses for myself to get out of debt. Oh,
exactly.
Man. Yeah. But the sad thing too is, okay, so we talk about king cakes. It's so funny. I got to say this. So I had to go to New Orleans yesterday to go to Brandon's shop. And now I eat Krispy Kreme. Used to hate fucking Krispy Kreme. When
There's
it was
better
here in
donuts.
town,
There's better donuts.
I was
than Krispy Kreme.
like, fuck Krispy Kreme. No, mom loved Krispy Kreme. My ex loved Krispy Kreme. They'd eat that shit. I was like, why y'all eating that shit? I'm going to Meshes. 4 years ago, when that family started fighting like crazy,
right,
and then 10 Ricky Meshes popped up all over the place, when it was only Meshes on Gilbo and that other one that was...
Off of 90? Off the story?
There was only two. And that's when the family weren't fighting that much. There was only two. Best fucking donuts ever. I could leave them bitches on the counter and reheat it in the microwave 2 days later, and that bitch tasted like it did when I bought it. You get a Meshes donut now, and by the end of the day, that bitch shriveled up. It looks like a dried up vampire. You put it in the microwave, it turns into a fucking stone. Fuck Meshes. That shit is horrible now. I will never eat them. They went and we want to do what are them things called? Kolaches and this and that. I'm doing all this shit. You need to fix your fucking donuts. They're not what they used to be.
If you eat it fresh, it's good. But that's the
I don't always eat shit fresh. I buy it and I think about what I want later.
Every week or every other week, I take my son to the Meshes on Gilbo, and we eat the donut holes. And he has a time of his life. First, he used to just take the donut holes and take it in the car, and take him to school, right, or daycare, I should say. And now it's now he has to sit down. He wants to grab his chocolate milk. He wants to sit down.
Oh, he turned into an old man already.
Yeah, he wants to sit down.
Ask him if you want a newspaper. Teach him to read before he has a smartphone, please. Well, I say that because the donuts went to crap, and then I was buying the king cakes. Last year was the last time I said I was getting Mush's king cake. Because as the days passed, that king cake got worse and worse and worse when it never used to do that. I understand it's a pastry. I understand that I'm a little slow eating my pastries. But compared to over the years, I used to be able to eat on that king cake 2 weeks later and not have any problems out of it when I reheat it.
How does a king cake last 2 weeks? You're supposed to eat some for breakfast. You're supposed to eat some before lunch, then after lunch.
Do you see how big I am?
Yeah.
I monitor this fucking Barbie girl figure I got. No, I just don't. Look, I like good food, but I'm not thinking of food all the time. Literally, when I was with my ex, he would remind me when dinner was, and then I'd go cook. Right. I don't think of food like that. But when I'm looking for food, I want good food.
Right, yeah.
And literally, I could have something sitting on the counter. If I don't remember it, I'm not thinking of it. I'm busy. I got shit I got to do. And the only time that I will go, I need to eat, is when I realize my hand's shaking. Or if there's a weird taste in the back of my mouth. It's like, oh, shit, I think I got to eat. I think I'm shutting down. And then sometimes that's when I realize, did I eat yesterday? No, I don't remember. I go look in the dishwasher. No, I didn't eat yesterday.
I don't have that problem.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't think of food like most people. I think of food as fuel. But I want my fuel to be 93 octane. So, I mean, I got a different relationship with it. So that's why things will last. I got Krispy Kreme donuts down there. I bought some from my mom because she loves them.
See, I don't know how you...
I bought some from me. Them little 2 dozen of mini donuts are going to probably be there by Friday. And I'll probably pop the last few next weekend. But they last.
See, they didn't... I don't know. I remember they didn't last. I remember if that red light wasn't on, the Krispy Kreme donut sucked. You have to see the red light. And you go over there and just be like, I want a glazed one.
You could be like my mom. You know what she did with hers? Yeah. She ate her few when I saw her this morning and dropped them off. And she put the rest in the freezer. And then every day she pulls one out and puts it in the toaster oven. And she says it's like fresh, like new every time she does it.
Try that then.
So, because there's a setting for like pastry.
Yeah.
And she just hits the pastry thing in her little toaster oven thing. Well, it's it's one of those mixed oven fryer things.
Oh, yeah. The air fryer /
Yeah, but
toaster.
she's not using the air fryer. She's using the pastry reheat thing. And I said, because she told me she had them for a month. Because she forgot about them but they were in the freezer.
Right.
So I was like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah. She goes, it was just as good. And I know my mom ain't lying. I know she ain't crazy. I was like, well do you? Because I don't know about that. I don't put it in the freezer. That's death. Yeah. Unless it's bulk meat that I buy and I put it in the freezer. So, I mean, I got that. And, I mean, I hate to say it. Now I like Krispy Kreme and I hate fucking Meshes. That's what made me think of that. Because it's just, it don't last. Because my ass waits a while before I eat anything. I'm savoring flavors over days, over dozens of hours. And I can't do that with a Meshes donut anymore.
But you got to be like my son. He asks every day for them.
Gobble, gobble.
I'm just like, dude, no.
You shouldn't be getting all that damn sugar.
He gets
wired for sound.
He'll sit there and he'll cry. I'm like, today's not donut day. And I don't tell him what day is donut day because I don't tell him, donut day is Monday.
You think so gonna know what day it is yet?
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you the funniest story, man. God, this is so funny. So, like I said, I was just doing a lot of side jobs while I'm doing all this. Working at the UPS store, right? And every day my son would wake up and my wife had to be at work at 6:30. So I would wake him up to take him to daycare. And he would be like, where's mama? Because she already left for work, right? And I'm like, she's at work. Right? I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then
what you having this fit for, Mom?
Yeah, right. And he'll start he'll go to the bathroom and he won't be happy, but he'll be kind of cranky, right? But then if I said, it's Saturday, she's off. That's right. He's like, where's Mom? I was like, she's sleeping. All right. I'm like, What are you happy for? There's no school.
What a correlation. You don't care about mom. You just know you ain't going to school. Holy hell. Weird way of correlating things.
And so one day my wife took off.
Let you know he's critically thinking.
It is, right? And that's what I love about him.
Mm.
Then one day my wife takes off during the weekday. And he goes, where's Mama? I was like, oh, Mama is taking a shower. She goes, no school? I'm like, no, there's still school. And he was so upset. He goes, but Mama's home. I'm like, yeah, but Mama has to go.
Not very long.
Yeah, it's like, she has to go do something. He goes, but Mama's home. That means no school. And he was upset. That was the worst upset of being upset that Mama wasn't home.
That day, stay home.
Yeah, that day had to be a donut day for him to start getting dressed.
Just to get over it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So now you got to bring him every morning to get donuts?
No, I don't do it every day. Like I said, it's random. You know, some days I go on Mondays, some days I go on Wednesdays.
Be careful, Sam. Don't get him hooked up on them damn donuts.
It's like, let's say this week I did Monday. I don't know which day I did because I don't even think I actually went donuts this week. So if I did Monday, right, then next week it'll be like, oh, I'll do it on a Thursday.
Can you expense a donut run if you said you gave them to your employees?
I can.
Yes. He was a helper today.
Yeah.
And I had to feed my helper. That's one thing you're going to love is tax deductions.
Yeah.
You'll never get money back,
yeah,
but you won't pay that year. You'll never get money back. That's the one thing I was like, everybody goes, oh, I love tax season. I'm like, ew, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't get nothing back.
Yeah.
And sometimes you end up paying.
I know.
But you get a break, though, for a little while because you should get a little bit of a break. I think for federal and state, I think you get a little bit.
I get a 10-year break because they break apart my my build out for over 10 years. They depreciate over 10 years.
Yeah, but isn't there that new business? Because wait, you're a franchise.
Yeah, I'm a franchise.
So you're going to fill out different documents.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
You're actually under somebody else.
Yeah.
You're not a subsidy. You're just a franchise.
Yeah. But no, I'm fine because like I already did all the things. So unless somehow I make $1 million this year,
you're safe. Everybody go shop at UPS store. Get him $1 million. He's trying
to. Hey, if I have to pay taxes this year because I made that kind of money,
you're more than happy.
Yeah, exactly.
That means you got some happy employees.
Exactly.
So, how many employees do you have now?
I have 4.
4. Now, the age group of people that you're employing, as you said, they're not expendable, but they're probably the youngest of young people that are having their first job. You think?
No, all of them had jobs before. I think the oldest one is 32 or 33.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that like a heavy customer service oriented person, or are
no?
They just...
So for him,
let's not. We won't talk about him.
Yeah,
I mean,
no. So each person.
Boy, I'd be nosy. Want to be. So why Sharika over there again? Why Larry can't find another job? Ooh, y'all some bums. No, I'm just kidding.
No. So each person, I looked at their skill sets, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go over there and figure out what each person does. Right. So I was only planning on hiring 3 actually, and so I went over there, and the one person he said he's graphic design. I'm like, we're doing printing. I need this person because and I'll say this: I'm a guy, and I'm like,
I'm a guy.
Yeah, but you're a nice guy. You're visual. I'm not visual. I'm like one of those old school.
I'm 44. I'm falling apart. Get the fuck out of here. Half the time I forget to brush my teeth because I stay in this house too damn long.
But you look 20, and my ass looks 50, and I'm only 39.
Yeah, but you know what though? Then people will look at the white man before they look at the weird I don't know where he from guy. So you in a perfect area, and you shouldn't be thinking like that.
Yeah, until they figure out my name's Osama.
Osama. Yeah, that's one thing that, I'm curious about how's that gonna be received.
Are you worried
about that?
I'm really not, because honestly, and I'll say this. If you don't want
so are you part of One Acadiana? Did you get with, because I think One Acadiana is our Chamber of Commerce and all that.
So I joined the Chamber of Commerce with Broussard, the Broussard Chamber.
Oh, that's
of
true.
Commerce.
You're not Lafayette. Okay.
Yeah.
So how are they compared to? Because I'll tell you what, I was a part of One Acadiana.
Yeah.
And literally, I'm paying $400 a year, and they didn't do anything for me. They were like, "Oh, throw your business card on that table with the 1,000 other business cards where nobody walks in the building to look for a business card."
Right.
But to get them to come out and do something, boy, you got to line their pockets.
Right. No. So I joined back in January, and I've asked. He was like, "Hey, I need this." Right. So like, I asked for who does billboards. She goes, "Oh, Bass Advertising. You're this person." Mm-hmm. So she does a lot of networking because Broussard is not as big as Lafayette is.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
It's
but
growing.
It's growing.
Yeah.
And so, but for them, their whole thing is, if you're not part of the Chambers of Commerce, we're not going to recommend, right? So I like that. Like, oh, now that I'm not the big, there's a bigger printing business with them. I think it's Touche's, if that's their name, if I said it right.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Orange Pond because I use them there, but they're in Opelousas. So.
And so they're using them, but I think they do like the big, print jobs of, oh, you need 10,000 documents? Yeah, we can do
like
that.
oilfield companies needing technical manuals and shit like that.
Right, yeah. And they might do some smaller stuff. And I really don't know. I haven't used them yet, right?
But is this Chamber of Commerce actually supporting you? You said they're networking you.
So they're networking.
So they're doing something.
Yeah, they're doing something.
I'm glad that you're not a part of One Acadiana. They network nobody. And
No,
you see how we're having a conversation here?
Yeah.
Did I charge you to do this?
No.
I mean, you're going to get access to thousands of people in the audience to see, and hopefully that brings you business. One Acadiana, you can't get in to talk to nobody. Oh, we can set up some advertising for you. No! Why am I paying you $400 for that fucking fancy magazine that nobody fucking looks at that doesn't own a business?
Right.
I don't cater to business owners. I'm trying to get the public.
Right.
Y'all aren't doing anything for businesses.
Yeah, so no, it seems like they do a lot of networking within the businesses, right?
Good.
So, I mean, yes, I'm networking with other businesses, but I'm hoping that networking with other businesses, the businesses will be like, oh.
But you know what? You need them, though.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to say you need them, but in a way, they don't know that they can utilize you more because you're local.
Right.
You ship their shit.
Right.
You get their mailboxes set up for, their organizations and their people. And you print shit for them. So you do need that networking business-to-business stuff.
And I do. And this is where I always go with this. There's, in my shopping center, there's Code Ninjas. It's a programming school. Yeah. Teaching kids how to program, right? And how to mod Minecraft and things like that, right? I met them back, I don't know if it was late January or early February, but, so it's been about a couple months now, right? I met them as they're building up my stuff and they're getting their stuff in, right?
Yeah.
And we've passed ideas back and forth. And she's the same way. She has her and her husband has the same thought process as me, where it's, if my approved vendors can't do this, I'm just going to go locally.
Yeah.
And you can't get much more local than going next door for all their printing stuff.
Exactly.
So she's used me several times. PJ's Coffee, they haven't really used me yet, but I go there every day for coffee.
So if I'm PJ's Coffee and I'm like, hey, we're in the same shopping center and we talked about like same day stuff, making it worthwhile and charging people for expedited services and all this other stuff because you've got so much going on.
Right.
If somebody local in Brazil, not a customer, but a business to business, if somebody puts in an order last minute, I mean, do they get a bump ahead of anybody? I mean, or do they get a special rate, or do you have to have a special account or anything like that?
So anybody in my shopping center, I am trying to give them a 10% discount just so they can be like, oh, we're right here.
Okay.
It's just, and it's for the employees too, not just for the manager or the owner. Yeah. It's if that PJ's Coffee girl goes, hey, I need to ship this to my grandma or my parents or whoever. Mm-hmm. Take get your little 10%.
Well, it's almost like a family. You're there
exactly right.
I have to say, actually sharing a roof
with
everybody.
But my whole thing is, I want them to be like, oh, Sam is a nice guy.
Yep.
Right. And then that's where I want to go. Oh, that UPS store is going to take care of me. Right.
Yep.
And the cheapest advertising I have gotten so far is networking with friends.
Yeah.
Right. Because the UPS store wouldn't let me get a Facebook page until we actually opened up our doors. And I guarantee you the reason why that happened was because somebody somewhere before
blocking you.
Not blocking me or messed up, not me, but another franchisee did something stupid.
Kind of like in the military or even in the oil field, they used to say this rule was bound in blood.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, and I get it, but like Code Ninjas, when they signed their franchise agreement, they got their Facebook page. So they're doing all this advertising. So she already has 40 customers lined up, right?
Nice.
And so these are like paying customers. And so all she needs is like, I think she said she got like 50 or 60 within 3 or 4 months, she would have break even. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, perfect, right? So you're already like kind of there as long as nothing gets delayed. With her
overhead's probably a lot less than you too because... Well,
no, there's a lot of computers. They have a lot of computers.
Do they teach them like not to shout out to Code Ninjas?
Yeah.
Do they do like iPad, because everything's I don't have my phone up
Yeah.
here, but everybody's more driven on phones. So is it
So-
teaching them to do all that stuff too?
I'm not sure. So I haven't really talked to them too much, but I do know that they do. It's mostly computer based, if I remember correctly,
Mhm.
and they do have some virtual classes because of COVID.
Mhm.
And that's where they're kind of going with this.
I'd like to talk to them. You should find out if they want to do podcasts because you know what? Because I code.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be a good thing for her to do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd love to promote her, but I'd love to talk code. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
if she does the code. I think you wouldn't have to be a coder to actually have a company like that.
No, you
because
don't. So they have their own little programming format on
Okay.
how to do everything, right? So like some of it is like modding Minecraft, which is not hard, but it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
They take something so that they give them a skill set for that. That's a couple week course or maybe a month of course.
we have to
right?
think these are for kids too.
Right.
I mean, you're
So and
you're
it's
developing
introducing,
them.
it's introducing them, right? But it also expands. So every class that you take, there's another class that you can go higher. And there's another class you can go higher. And there's another class you can go higher. So it brings that same customer back over and over because
Yes.
you get them to that next level, right?
Yep.
And
So it's a structure format that has
exactly.
its tier set.
it's kind of like, and then it's interesting they use Code Ninja because it's like karate or martial
Like
arts.
belts. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So they actually have little belts like, oh, you're this color and you're this color. And I thought
Nice.
that's awesome, right?
Yeah,
So
well, that's
just-
a good way to kind of lure them in, you know?
Right, yeah. So, and that sort of thing is, but she's getting customers, I think, as far as Lake Charles, going to Broussard, right?
Yeah.
Because the closest Code Ninja to Lake Charles is in
Is
Broussard.
Broussard, yeah.
So she,
Because everybody always thinks of when they have these franchises, they like New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans.
Right.
It's sad that everything just New Orleans, New Orleans. I mean,
Right.
we're the midway point. I mean, it's the tastiest fucking town.
Yeah, and exactly.
We should have all this. What is that? What is the thing Developing Lafayette posted about? We were getting that they were surprised we were getting some kind of restaurant or some kind of franchise.
Bojangles, or
Wasn't it Bojangles?
yes, because it's a drive-through convenience store.
I shouldn't be talking about that motherfucker because he has yet to come on my podcast. I came and actually, we were talking about that before it started, but
Who
like,
Developing
I literally-
Lafayette or Bojangles?
Ben, the guy that formed Developing Lafayette. I think he
Okay.
has a team too. And then I have to start thinking about that as I was talking to you. Maybe I got put on red by somebody else. But literally, he caught COVID when he was supposed to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I did reach out to him again,
Right.
last year, and then he got COVID. But then I started questioning his belief system because he had COVID and he was all over the place. So I'm kind of like, and I'm still was very restrictive about anything that I was going to do until I had a booster shot. Because
Right.
that's just how I am. I've been vaccinated for everything else under the sun. I'm going to be safe because I'd like to keep my mom safe because
Right.
she's got things that she's worried about. I don't want to bring it to her. I might be fine. But
Right.
I don't want to bring it to her. I'm thinking of other people again. So I didn't even approach him again because I just don't think he cared about COVID. And I mean, I know I got it, but I
Right.
got it from the client that didn't even know he had it, but didn't come in vicinity of me.
Right.
He took all his precautions. His family gave it to him, and I had to get in his car to move it into my shop.
Then you got it because
And I got it in his car because it was maybe an hour after he had got out of it.
Oh.
And that's what happened. And I mean, I got out and I cleaned my hands and
Right.
everything like
Yeah.
that.
But if you
But
breathe
I
it in,
still
yeah.
was in the car,
Right.
you know? So, and
Yeah.
that's how I ended up getting it. And I knew it was him because it was the only person I saw in 2 weeks.
I
I can always pinpoint where something comes from because I'm so isolated from people. But, I mean, yeah, I would like to approach him again. I'd love to have him on here because I want to steal his fucking audience.
Yeah.
Because this podcast is way more popping than his boring podcast. Literally, I clowned him. And I'd tell him to his face. I don't know if he saw that. I don't think he watches the podcast anyway. But I called him out on episode 3 and I was like, "What, you scared? Because I got a personality and you don't? You can't look at your people in the eye? You are sponsored by a music company and you are using an iPhone as your audio? Are you kidding me?" And then somebody said, "Oh, Tim, a music company doesn't mean that he's going to have good audio equipment." I was like, a music company is audio. It's how something sounds. I know they got a fucking mic somewhere they could give him. You are being paid and you have a fucking basement ass looking fucking show. And then when you were sitting there, you had Dustin Poirier on your fucking podcast and you weren't hype? You weren't hype? So yeah, Dustin. Blah, 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 blah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Wake the fuck up! That's what I understand.
Maybe, you know what? I don't know the guy.
You don't have to talk about him. I'm talking about. I'm still bitter about this shit.
I don't know the guy. Maybe he is just shy.
Then don't be on the fucking show.
He's just shy. Man.
You gotta be front facing. You've been doing this shit for 12 years. And then you gonna call the podcast the T? You ain't even gay. Gay people use that. I'm not gay enough to use that. Fuck out of here. Shit. Fucking hell. I don't understand.
Oh.
But no, I would welcome him back. And we talk about all of this. Literally, I'm not going to call somebody out and then go cower in a cave if they come at me. Come on, bro. Let's go. Shit, I've been talking about it for a year now. Let's settle it now. I'm not hateful of it. It's just I want to know. I want to talk to him. It's all me trying to get it. Come on, man.
You're at this energy level, man, and maybe he's like 2 steps below you.
I can carry people. People. I'm carrying the fucking world on my shoulders every day. I can carry another 200-pound person. Fuck out of here. And maybe he'll learn something. Maybe a little piece of me will flake off onto him. Oh, I don't have dandruff no more. I got a new thing.
You're using head and shoulders.
No. I got a new thing for my receding hair. So I mean, that medicated formula got rid of the dandruff. I was like, oh well, nice. I love that.
Oh, I might need to get that medicated formula.
No, it's too late.
It's too late. I'm done.
I'll tell you, it's Keeps. That's what you
okay,
use
so
Keeps.
it is.
I mean, I'm jealous because that motherfucking comedian Andrew Schultz used it 8 years ago.
Yeah.
He was talking about it in his stand-up.
Yeah.
That motherfucker got the fullest head of hair ever. I'm like, oh, damn, Schultz, you got some good hair. But yeah, they say when you lose it is when it's too late.
Okay.
You could probably use the medicated shampoo to stimulate the follicles a little bit, but it'll just make your scalp healthier.
Okay.
But if the hair is completely gone, I don't think you can get it back.
Okay.
It just sucks. That's what happens. You know, fuck it.
Yeah, no, my son, he goes, you got hair here, but not here. And I just want to smack him every time he says that.
No, that's when you pet him and go, you're next. Just pat him and go, you're next, son. Because your genetics come from me.
Oh.
I mean, that depends. Depends on if he pulled genetics from your parents or your wife's parents.
The sad thing is I'm the only person in my family going bald, so I don't even know.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So wait, was it your brother that had the Firebird or the Trans Am?
Yeah, my older brother, yeah. He had
I thought he was, I could have swore he was looking a little patchy.
Mm-mm.
Maybe I didn't meet him. Maybe I met somebody else.
You met somebody else. It wasn't him.
Oh, shit.
No.
I thought that was him.
I really think I got bald from the hard hat.
No, because I wore a fucking hard hat for 10 years. I mean, mine is not going to start, but I caught it.
Yeah.
Because I knew mom has thinning hair.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, Lord, you done passed that to me. I was like, oh, God. Yeah, and it sure did. It was getting a little patch up there. I was like, okay, I got to find something. And I found a doctor that was not a part of Keeps that was scheduling me those prescriptions. Yeah. And then he joined Keeps, and he sent me an email. And he's like, well, I'm now a part of this. He goes, I can get you on this program. And that was 3 years ago. Yeah. I'm horrible at it, though. I can't remember shit because I got too much shit going on.
You need to do what I do, man. I count my alarm went off.
No phones.
I have an alarm.
No phones. Because if there are notifications and stuff like that, I say I will remember that and I swipe it away. Because I don't like notifications and alarms and stuff like that. I want all that shit turned off. Because when it goes off, it annoys the fuck out of me.
So you know what else I started doing? And you'll laugh at this. I got another email address. And I use everything for that one email address. And I deleted all the other email addresses from my phone.
Wait, what do you mean?
Just get a brand new email address. And just anything that you want just goes there. Everything else, because I have spam.
Wait, what do you mean, though? What
so my phone beeps. My phone beeps. Just, oh, Enterprise. Oh, Hertz. Oh, American Airlines. And I just keep getting these notifications. I'm like, oh, what's this? I start playing with my phone because I got a notification, right?
Oh, well, I'm talking about so with Keeps, what you have to do is, okay, you have a medicated shampoo.
Right.
I use that like a motherfucker. I run out of that before everything else. But you're supposed to take a pill every day.
Okay.
And I'm not good with medications.
Oh.
I sat the pill by my toothbrush. Brushed my teeth, walked away, remembered the next day, oh, I didn't even take that pill. I say that I didn't take the pill, and I still don't take the pill. I tell myself, man, I forgot to take that pill while I'm brushing my teeth. I'm like, I'll be damn, I'm stupid. I'm going to go get me a Mountain Dew and have this pill real quick. Walk out of the bathroom. That's a wrap. Don't go back to the bathroom. Then, when I'd re-up, I'd have another bottle of pills come in, and I'd be like, well, damn, I still got 90% of the other pills. So now I got 2 pill bottles. And then I'd put it at my desk because I sit at my desk more than any place else in this house. I need to take that pill. Oh, wait, I need to look this up. Don't take the pill because I got to get up and go get me something to drink to take the pill. So you got to take the pill every day. And then you got to do the foam thing after you take a shower. I was doing the shampoo and doing the foam thing every day like I was supposed to. Boom, boom, boom. Because what I got to do, I stink. I need a shower.
Right.
Boom, I got to go dry my hair. So I got to put the foam when you dry your hair. Doing that like clockwork. I am so surprised it works because I don't take the pills.
Maybe the pills only helps for like the 5%. I have
no idea. It says you're supposed to do all 3, but maybe that's why my shit ain't working as good as it's supposed to.
That's why you don't have that good hair like that comedian.
Because my shit ain't, maybe I gotta do 10 years to get the puff. But I know it's better than what it was because Jen, that cuts my hair, she's like, pretty soon we have to figure something out. And I was like, Mr. Clean? And she was like, yeah, you're not there yet. But I was like, okay, we thinning out. I was like, I'm going to Mr. Clean this shit soon. Yeah. And I did it while I was offshore. And I buzzed all it off. And I was like, I just look like a peanut now.
That's why like I'm scared to cut. Like I went down to like a 2. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was like, oh, no.
You could always wear, what's them fancy little hats?
Beret, Kango.
No, not a Kango. It's almost like that.
A beret?
God, what is a beret? Show me a picture of that.
Like a French.
You can always just wear one of the little fancy hats and put UPS on it.
There you go.
Or a fedora, maybe.
Oh no.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, the fedora, because it looks like the old gangster hat.
Yeah, no. See, I can't do that. No, I can't do that, dude. Because if you ever see those memes making fun of the fedoras,
well, you're Middle Eastern, so guess what? It's time for you to be like MBS. Just get you a little fucking thing and. How heavy is that thing? Have you ever worn one of those?
I haven't. I really haven't.
So you said you were Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
What's your what is the actual the pinpoint nationality?
My parents are Palestinian.
Yep.
And my dad moved here when he was 2.
Mm-hmm.
My mom moved here after she got married, maybe like 6 months or a year after she got married to my dad. And then and I've been, I was born here, so my parents has been here since,
And we all know you as Sam, but then, of course, legally,
my name's Osama.
Okay. So, did you get a lot of flack back in the day?
I did. And,
being in the oil field, though, you have a tough skin.
You do, right? So that didn't really bother me. But and then I got, September 11th happened when I was
which one is
senior in high school.
That's a beret? Okay.
This is more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, like September 11th happened when I was in high school, right? So, I got a lot of shit there. College, you meet a lot of educated people. So I did get some shit, but not as much as back in the small little town, dude. And, but it was funny because, it was like me and a bunch of Middle Eastern people studying, engineering. And, they're all saying the same thing. Oh, it must suck that your name's Osama. It's bad enough for us being Muslims and bad enough for being Arabs. But your name's Osama. I'm like, man, there's one good thing that finally came out of this. And they're like, what? It's like, people can actually say my name now.
Shit.
Because I am tired of people calling me Ozma. I don't know where the fuck they get the S
Ozma.
Exactly, dude. There's no Z in my name, and they missed out the A. I'm like, dude. And I finally realized.
It would be really fucked if somebody says Osmosa.
Yeah.
That would be messed up, too.
But,
that would just go show the uneducated side of somebody.
But, and I said to some of the friends I actually have, from LSU, I still keep in touch with. And I was talking to one of them. I was just like, hey, man, just guess what happened recently? And he goes, what? It's like, I went to the bank and had an appointment. And the lady goes, Ozma? I'm like, we forgot about September 11th. We forgot about Osama bin Laden. Here we are. She said my name wrong. And it annoyed me.
The short attention span of people can't remember shit.
And he goes, but is that a bad thing? I'm like, yes, because that's my name.
Yeah, oh my God.
It annoyed me. And he started laughing, right? But, I mean, it is what it is. In the oil field.
That's bad whenever you say the good thing about that is now they can say my name off of a bad incident. That's fucked up.
It is. But
but it's a good way. That'd be me. I'd be the humorous person, be like, well, I now know I don't have to explain my shit no more.
Right. But it goes down to like, and believe it or not, it opens up a lot of dialogue, right?
Yeah, it does.
And like, because they're like, but you don't look like him. You don't act like him. I'm just like,
He's
not
from a different fucking country. God
oh,
damn it.
it's like, yeah, exactly. He's from a different country. He has a
He's
different
got a
mindset.
different belief.
Yeah, it goes and that's tell a lot of people this is just like, you're saying all these people, all these Arabs are bad because of what one person did or what a small subset did, right? But that means saying all Catholic people are bad because the preachers did this, or all these people are bad because they did this, or all white people did bad because I only see white kids do school shootings, and that sounds bad, but it's like when you put your mindset to, it's like, well, it's really just a small subset of white people that did that. It's only a small subset of preachers that did this. It's only a small subset of whoever did this, right? And once you get past that, and they're like, oh, like when I was in Alaska, one of my friends, I met a lot of car people over there, and it's
In Alaska?
in Alaska, and it's a little bit
But
better.
they say because you can't really drive
You
much
can't
around
drive,
there.
yeah.
You need to hop on a moose or something.
Everybody drives Subarus over there, and I make fun of that,
Oh,
dude.
God. They're like the Washington people. Washington State. That
yeah.
Subaru probably
Yeah.
got the biggest dealership
Yeah.
out there.
And so, but there's a lot of people there that are car people. There are some people that like American muscles. There's some people that like the.
Did they get together anyway?
And they do. And they do.
Could you though?
Yeah, the Taco Bell parking lot.
Okay, on that we're gonna take a break. Oh, so just be glad it's not osmosis.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So what do you think of current climate now that a lot's going on probably since then, where things have escalated and you're in a town with a lot more closed-minded people, but you've lived here for a while.
Right.
You kind of know how they are. Are you worried that they're going to be concerned about, this guy owns this, I'm not going to him?
Yeah, and again, that's not something I'm worried about. And it's one of those things where if you don't want to shop at my store, you know what? There could be 100 different reasons why.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me, right?
I'm glad you feel that way, because if you was on another podcast, you'd have to lick the boots
Yeah.
and be like, I really care about everybody coming in my store because I have to lick your boots.
Mother Teresa.
Nobody want to hear that shit. No, it's
I will give
stand for
every
good
single
shit.
person the right service, the right expectations of you coming in. They're
I'm
friendly.
joking about how
Yeah.
other podcasts, they all pander to each other and lick each other's assholes and aren't really truthful about things, Sam. Come on now.
I know, but I just want everybody to know that I do care about my customers. I get it, dude. But if somebody doesn't want to be, just like, I don't want to shop with some Middle Eastern dude that looks white.
I don't even think they'll know, but it's
Yeah.
just a matter of anybody that's watching and they're learning about you.
Right.
Don't think of that really.
Right.
Think of what you're doing, the service that you're going to give, the fact that it's a new store in their area,
Right.
that they don't have to travel so far for. Don't
Exactly.
think about,
They're not stuck going all the way down Ambassador Caffrey.
because what you were saying something about what is the primary religious group around here? I
Is
don't
it
really
Catholic?
Yeah, I don't really know how they partake to it, but you remember in the oil field, you hear them boys. You talk about Muslims and all these other
Yeah.
people. Oh, them old sand,
Yeah.
and all this other shit, So that's what I would say. Don't even let it bother you either. I'm just curious to know if it bothers you. If it's something in the back of your mind.
Like I said, I met with the Chamber of Commerce. I've met with a few people, and so far they seem welcoming. And that could change due to other climates or other issues. But right now they seem welcoming.
I don't think we can get in a worse climate than this, other than the fucking world burning.
Yeah, exactly. So, and they all.
I guess I better not ask for it because it might happen, right?
But no, I did advertising with the Bass Pro, for digital billboards, right? That lady we sat there and we chatted for a good hour.
Why do you think you need a billboard though?
Because people know we're open.
But the store sells itself though.
It does, but now I want
You
them
have
to know
your
where I'm
sign,
at.
right?
Yeah, I have my sign now. But I also
We were talking about earlier how he didn't have a sign, so
for the first week that I was open,
big ass fucking company with no sign. Oh, we don't know where to go. Let's go.
things
to
are back
Digis.
on order because of supply chain issues. They fixed
No.
everybody.
So that's
But-
just to say we're there. That's
We're
what
there.
you're gonna
Yeah.
keep doing.
It's because also we're the first UPS store in this area that's open on Sundays.
Really?
Yes. So
I was gonna say because I'm definitely have to go to you because
Yeah.
the one on Johnson
That's-
Street is not open.
right.
And literally, like with the issue I'm having now, like I'm selling the respirators, I'm getting them
Right.
out. Like if the guy would have decided this morning to buy one,
Right.
I would want to ship it out today and
Right.
not have to wait. Even though I'd create the label today,
Right.
I want it to leave the same day the label's created.
Right.
But that's just me, how I would expect something.
No,
to
and that's
happen.
what most of our customers are going to be. I'm open it from 10 to 4:30 on Saturdays and Sundays. The Sunday might change depending on traffic because I know
You're gonna
church-
adjust it to
Yeah,
the
because
flow.
because I know like everybody goes to church. So what time does church start? What time does church end?
Do you know?
Depends on what side left you
Yeah,
from.
exactly, right. So
The
each
Catholics,
church,
the Baptists, the Presbyterians,
Yeah.
the Pentecostals, all that. different
some
churches.
starts at 9, ends at 10. Some starts at 10, ends at 11. Some starts at 9:30. Some starts at 10:30. Some starts at 12. Yeah. So I just have to figure out with.
I'm glad I ain't a part of all that mess.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where like today I left at 12:30 and we only had 2 customers, but the guy called me up, before I got here and he goes, no, it ended up being a little bit busier than that.
I have to remember too that it wasn't really going to inconvenience you too much today because it was a Sunday.
Right.
I had to remember that.
No, it's not. I mean, I got my employees somewhat trained, so they know, and they can always call, and they know.
So do you watch them?
Nope.
Are you nervous that they're gonna fail you? Because when you start a new business, the first thing you want is to make sure that the appearance and the reputation starts off a certain way.
Right.
You don't need to have people already bitching about something.
Right.
There'll be people that are gonna bitch because they're just unhappy.
Right.
People.
No. So on the 3rd of March, I started my training and showing them. A lot of it's online training, like every other company does, right? So
What you mean online?
watching videos, taking tests, right. So there's that online
What kind
training.
of test you need? You fold the the right one first, then the left one, then tape in the center.
That is, that's what you do.
Are you serious? Does somebody
So-
really need to know that?
So UPS, the UPS store has this 6-strip method of
society's
tape-
stupid, huh?
tape the seams, right, and then the type of boxes you're supposed to use, and how much packing material you use for each item, right?
That's common sense. You
But-
have the item. Oh, you measure it out. Oh, I'll use this box.
Well, so a good example would be like this glass cup,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So this glass cup is fragile. I want to make sure that there's 2 inches of packing material on all sides before I stick it in a box.
Well, the first thing is you put some poppy stuff in the middle.
Right.
You roll it in some poppy stuff, and
Right.
then you put stuff around the poppy stuff.
Right. But you have to make sure to know that it needs at least 2 inches, because if there's not 2 inches over there and it gets broken through shipping, UPS is going to be like, well, you didn't do 2.
Obviously, fucking Amazon don't follow that. Sometimes I get a thing this big in a box this big
Right.
that bounced around 50 times.
Right,
Or
so-
50,000 times.
So, but if I only did like 1 layer of bubble wrap, that's not going to survive shipping. Or if I did 2 inches of bubble wrap and then just shoved it in a
You
big
can't
box.
just tell the customer, you dumb motherfucker, why don't you box this motherfucker up?
No, I'm making my money off of that. Why would I do that?
Sharon, why didn't you wrap this thing? You insure this. You be your own insurance. I'm
No,
telling
no, but no. I mean, that's the whole point of the business, right? And we have
Yeah,
to
I
explain that, because like then you get something like I always use the brick, right? Because you can't really break a brick, at least you. But
You sure? If you're having to tell people to fold this flap and that one and that they don't overlap and you put the tape, you might want to talk to them about a break.
But so the online training is like a lot of different things though. It's like making sure you get the customer's information, get it right.
Is it like soft skills stuff? Like
It-
how
it-
to be pleasant? And
Exactly
greet and stuff
that. And then a lot of the hazardous material things, like we can't ship ammo and guns from our store. We can package it for you. You can take it to the hub and ship it through the hub.
So do you have to have a license to do that?
You do. So that's why we don't do it. You have to have a license, and it has to be controlled. So like, I know that I picked it up and then I gave it to the driver, right? And at no point in time did somebody else
Intercede
it, right?
Okay.
So it's just one of those things. Like, then how do you do that? Like, do you have a locker, and then do you
What
have
control method?
Exactly, right? But if you take it to the hub, they have their own control method. That's not, and so a lot of people don't do that. Like for dry ice, you can't have more than 5.5 pounds of dry ice for ground shipping.
Really?
Yep.
I
So
wonder how much is put in the food things that I get.
usually about a pound.
Really?
Mhm.
How long does that last? Like a pound will last what?
About 24 to 48 hours, just depending on the outside weather.
Really? So then that's why it's very important for you to know why there's food
Right.
in there, because you're calculating dry
Dry
ice
ice.
time
Exactly.
and telling them you need 2 days.
Right.
Okay.
Or if you're using gel packs. So the UPS stores, we use gel packs to not deal with, because like dry ice evaporates.
Yep.
And it's a gas, right?
Yep.
So you actually have to cut the corners.
You heard
of
that,
it.
kids. It's a gas.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking liquid.
Yeah. You have to cut.
You know why somebody said that? Well, watch them pour it in a thing. I was like,
Yeah. But you have to cut the. I'm using and I need to quit saying that. You have to cut
Do what?
I'm using and I need to quit saying that.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Did anybody catch a
Yeah.
I don't know. How many times have I said it?
Yeah.
It's better than you ain't done all that. I mean, if you slip one here and there, you'll be all right. Sam's employees get on him.
Yeah.
Sick him.
But no, so it's like if you're using dry ice, you have to cut the corner of your what's it called, dude? Ice chest. Your styrofoam ice chest. Because it's a gas and it expands.
Oh, you don't want it to blow up.
And you don't want it to blow up. So you have to cut the ice chest and you have to cut the thing and it has to
So-
be able to vent.
Do you have to handle dry ice?
We
Or
do
you
not
have to outsource and get somebody else to do? Or you tell them, no, you need to go get your own shit. And
No,
we'll
yeah,
just-
if you want to do dry ice, you do your own.
Okay.
We use gel packs. So if you want gel packs, we do gel packs.
How much does that cost?
It's like $2 a gel pack. And it's
Really?
like a half a pound to a pound.
One meal service did dry ice,
Right.
and the new one that I have has a gel pack that's like that big.
Yeah.
How much is that motherfucker? Because
I don't
I'm
know.
keeping them, bitch.
Yeah.
In case I ever go somewhere and have the husky
if you're
stuff.
buying them in bulk, they're anywhere between 50 cents to $2 a piece, depending on how big they are.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
that's a reusable thing.
Yeah, it is, right? But I mean, not for me, for the whoever it gets shipped to.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah. So that it is.
Because I've got 3 of them. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm keeping these bitches because I think to myself, whenever I get another SUV, I'm going to haul the Huskies and I'll put
Right.
water and stuff like that in there, food just in case. So I was just wondering if that was expensive. Because
Yeah.
like, it's weird. This is a cheap meal service.
Right.
And I keep getting this big ass gel pack. I'm like, bro, that's got to be a lot of money. Because
But
when
no-
you go to Target or something like that, you end up paying like $18 for a gel pack.
Right.
But of course, markup, middleman,
Yeah.
all this other stuff. So I was just curious what it would cost for
No,
you.
it's a couple dollars. That's why we end up using it because we buy it by the case.
Okay.
So and we use it,
And that's an upcharge to the customer, right?
Right.
Got you.
It's part of the cost for food shipping. So we have ship it. So when we package your items, we have a basic charge, standard, fragile, and then we have food custom charge.
Now, do y'all do the like liquids, flammable stuff like that?
No, we can help you package it, but it has to go to the hub. Anything hazardous materials except for the dry ice has to go through the hub.
Come back next week for part 2.